So, with your father passing, who was, like you say, the person that handled business, and then we just recently, your brother passed. Kevin Cato will be third generation in the business. Do you feel that Kevin is fit to take over the family's era?
Kevin is not taking over the family business. He created his own business from the knowledge of my dad's business. Because when my dad left, that business was pretty much over. And he liquidated most of his assets in that manner before he left. Because my brother and my dad were nothing alike. They do business differently. And see, that's where they were a little misconfused with the fact that they were in the same line of business, but they were not alike. My daddy was one of a kind. When you say he was unique, he was unique, one of a kind. He brought the game, he mastered it, he did it, and he did it safely. At 8 o'clock, when the sun went down, my daddy was at home. He was never in clubs in the highlight, and that's where Cato and my dad are different. My daddy did not do business to make money all the time. He did business to develop a friendship. See, money is not the whole issue when you're dealing in business. And see, my brother and his son is about the Benjamins. And that's why you can't let money overrule you. Because that's when you lose your connection with people. You just looking at the dollar. And that's why I said my dad was very unique. He came up in an era, he loved his church, he loved his pastor. He always, when they built Friendship Community Church on Old Fathom Road, the members, not just my father, donated or gave the church a loan. And in 5 or 10 years, the church paid them their money back with interest. That's the kind of powerful man my father was, as he went to church. And the church could come to him, come to all the members, and whatever you put in for them to get that new property down there, they gave it back to him. And at one point in our life, my life, I can say my daddy never dealt with the church in that manner. But we had one powerful preacher there that looked at my father as a human being, and he looked at him the same way. He saw my pastor had broke down, and he did a book himself, and this is in his book that he broke down. My daddy picked him, uh, towed his car, didn't charge him a dime, and that was before he even got to be a preacher. That was back in Mr. V's, when Mr. V's was on Campbellton Road. So he did a lot of things for people, fix their car, not charging them. People in need. If you ain't got the money, you ain't got to pay it. But if you had the money, he definitely not gonna let you get over on it.
Right,
But
right,
he wasn't out to rob anybody.
right. So that's
He,
what. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, and that's where he connected with a lot of people from the south side to the north side. of Atlanta.
Okay. And that's the difference you say that you see in your father that's not in Cato. You see the difference
Yes.
between
See,
the two.
when he was running around probably stealing stuff, doing stuff illegal,
Uh-huh.
you don't do stuff to your people. You know what I'm saying? My daddy did business, but he didn't take from nobody. So when Kevin was out there trying to build his business, he missed that lesson. See, you can say where you got the idea from, but you didn't master it because you wasn't with him to where you know what he was about. You just know what he did. You didn't know all of that. And so his daddy uh, piggybacked off of my dad. People did stuff for my brother because of my dad. And see, they gave to him. He came up because he was Henry's son. My dad had helped a lot of people. And in that they felt like they owed him by catering to my brother business. But they were totally two different people with two different ideas. And
Live right now, homie. OG Black Boy Pimp. We be producing that country style out the pit right now. KO thing. Oh man. One son, man. That's what we at, man. Right now, behind the scenes, bro. Making of it. I'm gonna give you exclusive right here. Real shit, man. Check it out. Check it out. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
and now his son, Ko, grandson, picked up some of his real daddy ways. Well, not really. I think my brother thought that people owed him something. I would say. But Cato came, he wasn't getting nothing from them people because that cut off with the dad. So he was at the point where he had to struggle and get stuff on his own. Now he might have got a little kickback from being my daddy grandson early early age, right after that. But right now he stands on his own.
What we got going on right here?
502 stroke motor, built by hand. Everything on this car is built by hand. Everything on this car is crate, motor, special order. You won't see this shit in nobody else fucking car, nigga. This is special order. Everything in here.
Uh.
You need. Over $88,000 invested. And guess what? This is the best part about it. My granddaddy bought this car when he was 15 years old. A 15-year-old.
Uh.
A 15-year-old.
Right.
Guess when I jumped out the pool?
Nice. It's so
14 years old.
Wow. Truly is a classic, man. Truly is a classic.
Open the door over there and get the inside of it. I ain't messing my feet.
wow.
You look like 2005. 2005.
Bad, bro.
And what he do, he has gotten a little better with his customers, with the car business. He has gotten a little better. And I thank God, I knock on wood, that he don't deal with drugs. He strictly stick to entertainment and his love for cars. And with that being said, he motivates himself, self-motivated person. And I like that about him. He don't need nobody to pat him on the back because he pat his own self on the back.
You were never scared that you may lose your brother to the streets?
I mean, it's funny too, man. We siblings, we got the same mother, but we growing up a lot different. You know what I mean? I wasn't really aware of the street life. You know what I mean? So I never really seen the street life. I'm from the suburbs, basically. You know what I mean? So that never really crossed my mind because the whole street life, I didn't really know about. I just know my brother was somebody that was living this lifestyle that I went to when I got old. You know what I mean? Literally growing up on the street life, I ain't know that about the streets. You know what I'm saying? My dad ran a shop, so you know what I mean? And I didn't, that never crossed my life. I just know that he had things that a lot of other people didn't have, and that's what I inspired to get when I got older. You know what I mean?
Did you know that your brother was tied all into the rapper Rocco and all that stuff?
I didn't.
For real?
I didn't.
So you didn't know that like Rocco had thousands of pills coming from London and came into the trap house, and your brother just who's in the trap house chilling one day signed for it and didn't know it was there. And
I remember that one time. It's funny you say that because that's really when I kind of got a real, a little bit. I know he went away for a while.
Yeah.
Being young, my parents told me like, he somebody set him up. Package came to his house. He signed for it, and he's gonna be away for a little while. You know what I mean? But back then being young, you gotta keep in mind.
So mom told you that when you doing that?
Yeah, I remember that. You know what I mean? You don't see him for a while. They gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where you at? You know what I mean? Man, he's really a kind-hearted. I mean, now that I'm older, I realize how a lot of people, they see him as this hard street guy, no nonsense, hardcore. But I see him, man, great-hearted person. You know what I mean? But that's my brother. So you always gonna see the best in your family. Your sibling. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you want to always get that best aspect of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to see the hardcore side of him, of course. You know what I mean? Until I got older. You know what I mean? After 18, we started hanging out a whole lot more than, we talked daily on the phone. And then I seen another side. You know what I mean? Now, at the time, it was something that I kind of idolized. I kind of idolized at the time. So I kind of wanted to be like that. So I never looked at it as being bad. It still was something that I wanted to be. Everybody when they're younger, they get a little misleaded. You know what I mean? So at the time, I know I wasn't no street guy. I didn't want to be no street guy. But I wanted to be a hustler. You know what I mean? I wanted to get money. And to me, growing up, it didn't matter how I got it. As long as you was getting money, to me, that was what you was supposed to do. You know what I mean? That felt natural.
Where we at right now, man?
Where we at? Nigga, we on the net, nigga. We in my city, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think we ain't protected right now.
See, some homies are born in the game. And for those of you that are, it's on you, on what you accomplish while you are there. See, the streets are tough, and all eyes are on you. Now it's on you to establish your name in the streets and to establish your foundation. Sometimes it's a tough pill to swallow. You try to live up to the names that came before you. Now it's your turn to create your own destiny.